Hello, welcome back to Hidden Gems. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the Syncom Small Talk Product Manager. Hidden Gems is where we show you capabilities of the product that may not be obvious, but we want you to know about them. Any questions, comments, suggestions, you want the code, please send them to me, Arden Thomas, at athomas@syncom.com. So today's Hidden Gem is about opening up your application window and controlling where and the size of that window when it opens up. So generally when you open up your application, it opens up at typically an appropriate place based on where the system thinks it makes sense. But you may want to open it up at a very particular place, like maybe the left or the right edge of the screen, or the center, or relative to another window. And you also might say it's a list of things, and that list can be small or really large. You may want to change the size based on the contents. So I added this functionality to the DomainMaster framework, but we're going to show you how it's done so you can add it to your own framework or just use it standalone. So last time, if you recall, we looked at a stock list app right here, and we made it so we could open up an application. And there's that application. And notice where it opens up. It opens up right there. But what if we want to open it up to the top right corner? So we want to basically have it right here to make it nice and neat. Well, let's take a look at how it's opening up. Here's the when we press this button, it calls this method right here. And we say finviz dataset app domain source is the list that connects this app to this list. So we can see, let me move this, that whatever we click in here is what it shows in here. Okay, that's part of the DomainMaster framework. So if we want to open it up in a particular place, let me make this, I'm going to save this, Control S, yes. Let me put a breakpoint here and press that. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing as before to create our app. I'm going to ask the app for its list size. It's going to be pretty big. I'm going to make that small at first. So let's see, N is 74. Let's make that 22 so we can see what this looks like. That's 22. We changed it and we hit Control S to save it. Now we say to our app, open in, and we give it a rectangle. How can I tell? Let's see. Let's double click right here and inspect this, and we have a rectangle. Here's the origin, and here's the top left origin and the bottom right corner in positions on the screen. So how are we doing this here? We're saying my display box, which is this application's display box, get the top right, which will be right here. That's where we want. That's going to be the origin. And we want to go 380 over to the right. So it'll go over to the right, 380 over. And N times 20, so 20 times 22 down. That's what it'll open in. And I created an open in method, which is right here, which says it assumes I want window spec, gets the window and tells it to open in the rectangle. So let's just go ahead and do that. Notice this method is in DomainMaster. And there it is, opened up right snug to the top right. And opened up, it thinks I have 22 items. I have a lot more. And I can scroll through just like so. And I can change how large I want it to open based on those contents. So let's take a look at the open in. Here's the open in, which we just looked at. So it assumes window spec. You might want to say, well, wait a second. I don't want to assume window spec. So we can have open spec symbol, which does the same thing, but we provide the symbol of what presentation we want to see, and it opens it in the rectangle. And we can also say open at, which doesn't size it, but it tells it where to open, where the top left corner should be, that point. So those are some examples. We all but open window, all but open interface, and then open at. We all but open this interface, get the window and tell it to open in. And we have the open in. So 3 different helper methods for a simple, clear API that we added to DomainMaster. And you can add these to your framework, or just write this code directly to do that. So again, sometimes you may want to control where the application window opens and the size that it opens. Let's go back. Notice if I don't modify that, since we have a lot of things in here, it opens up full height and tries to open up here, but it's too tall, so it pushes, but it opens up at least left to right, the exact space. Again, any questions, comments, suggestions, please send those to athomas@syncom.com. And until next time, have a great time with Syncom Small Talk.